Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Fubar here, and today we're going to be discussing everything about the MBT. This means my favorite officer pairings, how do you get the MBT, we're discussing how you convert MBT parts or what parts turn into what, and discussing the differences of the MBT. So for starters, we're going to start with what's the differences of the MBTs. So we're going to go over here to our assembly workshop and we're going to click on manual. Now, in order to get an MBT, you need to build a medium or heavy to 7.2. Either one. You only need one of them to 7.2 to do it. And when you bring it to modern as an 8.0 unit, it will be an MBT. Now, let's get into the differences of these units. So, as you can see right here, I have actually fully built a Martyr MBT to 9.2. And now we're going to discuss the differences. As you can see up at the top, this is a universal feature amongst all MBTs. The all-rounder, which means main battle tanks are effective against armor, personnel, and fortification targets. An add-on armor, which is new, and this is why we're doing this video, is because there has been significant changes to the MBT since my last video covering the MBT. So in recent patches, it has gotten a blast damage resist of 75%. And now we have in 10.2, we have a shield coefficient of 1000 for 5 seconds after entering combat. Now, for modders, as you can see right here, its unique traits are repair and increased HP. This means that the modder MBT can repair itself when it's not in combat and it's been damaged. And it means it has a higher HP versus other MBTs from the different camps. But do not let this fool you. There is significant drawbacks to the modern MBT. Long retrain time, slow movement speed, and the increased HP only helps when it's really tanking bases and it only buys you like 1 second. And its damage does not compete with the other MBTs, so it's going to fall off real quick. In the repair, yes, you're repairing, but it's going to take you a long time to recover the units you lost in that battle. Now on to Liberty. Now for the Liberty MBT, which is the all-rounder, it's the best of all worlds amongst the MBT. It's like the jack of all trades, master of none. As you can see right here, its unique traits is velocity boost and rapid production, which means it's going to retrain troops significantly faster. And velocity boost, it's going to mean it's going to move incredibly faster in comparison to other MBTs like Vanguard and Martyrs. As you can see right here, it has a 53 versus the Martyrs that had 48, and I'm pretty sure Vanguard also has a 48 movement speed as well. Now, this is the Vanguard MBT, and the Vanguard MBT is known as King of the Mountain. The reason why it's called known as King of the Mountain is because it has 3 perks and not 2. So it has rapid production like the Liberty. It has enhanced firepower, so it means it's going to do a little bit more damage. And it has armor reinforcement, which means it has more sloped armor in comparison to the other MBTs. Its only major drawback is its movement speed. Its movement speed is still relatively slow, just like the Martyrs, but it makes up for it with these 2 categories. So if I was you, I would be choosing between the Vanguard and the Liberty MBT. Unless you're going to go with Martyrs, if you're going to go with Martyrs, use it sparingly for like farming bunkers and just tanking bases with it, because you're not going to be able to perform with it too well in comparison to the other 2. Now, on to parts. We're going to use my MBT as an example here. So as you can see right here, the parts are all different. For the new players, you're probably saying, well, I've been trying to pull MBT parts for a long time and I don't know how I'll get them. And I'm going to break that down for you too right now. All MBT parts are converted from either heavy or medium parts. So medium gun or heavy gun, medium engine or heavy tank engine. This is going to be a medium track or a heavy armor. And this can also be used from an SH unit's armor. Fun little fact is that, and I actually have a short on my channel about it, is that if you're using a track and it's gold plus plus, you get to choose whether you want it to be damage resist, or HP. I would highly recommend you choose the HP variant. It's much more beneficial, and you'll get a boost from the wrenches. Now let's discuss officer pairings. My favorite officer pairings for the MBT. If you're doing base defense, I would recommend Thorn Countess with Steel Fighter. And the reason why is because you get a 30% officer skilled resilience for your base. So that means less officer skill damage hitting your base. And with Thorn Countess, you actually get a base shield when the shield pops. So you have Steel Fighter shield, then you have Thorn Countess shield, and once that pops, you have now a base shield. So that's very useful. And it also reduces normal attack damage on your base by 10%. Now, Lilith loves to play stack games, and that means from stacking buffs, from stacking unit skins. We even have a mini game where you have to stack crates every now and then. So let's talk about that. If we really want to take advantage of that 1000 damage coefficient shield, we can actually awaken Whipcracker, which if you're a new player, you get her after 75 days. If we manage to max out all these skills, which she has some really good skills, she does 1500 damage when fully maxed out, and she reduces 20% of normal attack damage on your unit. She does a 20% HP buff and gives a damage resist buff of 10%. She increases troop speed by 10% and training speed by 10%. And she also does a skill damage reduction of 40%. Now, as you can see right here, she's going to further increase your damage resist by another 15%. So that means 25% damage resist automatically. But whenever it enters combat, when it's in the field, it automatically will gain a 500 damage coefficient for 4 seconds. So that means now your MBT, as long as she's equipped as either aid or leader, she will have a 1500 shield coefficient in the field. Now, you can pair her with Guardian of Truth if you have them. If you're free to play, I'll give you another option. But if you're a light spender and you have Guardian of Truth, the crazy thing about him is that he increases the damage resist as well. And that will be an additional 25% between his damage resist right here and there. So you automatically have an additional 50% damage resist on the officers. Also note, he still relatively keeps up with the 3rd gen officers like Whipcracker because his damage coefficient may say 1200, but as long as he's in a tank or helicopter troop, he gets an additional 25%. So 25% of 1200 is 300, so that's 1500 damage coefficient. Pretty decent, not the greatest, but we're not looking at the exclusive lounge officers because that would cost a pretty penny. But we will discuss who of those I would run with Whipcracker there. And as you can see, also you get a pen damage bonus. Now you can run it with Valkyrie, Golden Eagle, Lady Justice, you could also run it with Rapier, and you will be performing very, very well. Now, if you want to do a lot of damage quick, and you have the spending limit of you going and getting exclusive lounge officers, the new officer Wanderlust would be okay. I wouldn't be recommended. You could run Professor Payne, but you're gonna have to lose a little bit of that damage resist. Lord of Order would be a great one because you're gonna keep a shield going as you're attacking. But the highly recommended one will be Steel Phoenix. Steel Phoenix is an absolute beast when on the battlefield. And just having 1500 starting shield coefficient, and by time this kicks off, I'm sorry, hold on. By time this kicks off, that's going to be crazy. And let me read it to you so you understand. While this officer's tank or helicopter troop is attacking targets in the field, it recovers HP every 4 seconds, equal to 10% damage dealt for 4 seconds. The excess HP recovered is converted to shield HP for the troop. This lasts for 4 seconds. Shield HP cannot exceed 10% of the troop's max HP. That's huge. So you're starting off, you got 1500 shield coefficient for 4 seconds, then it drops to 1000 for 1 second. And you got, during that time frame, when you first engage, it starts tracking this. And that will increase. That's insane. That, do you understand how much HP, and then you're getting a shield on top of it back? Yeah, that's going to be very, very devastating and very, very potent. Now, also note, guys, that when you are building your parts, right now, I recommend you build them in groups of 10. And when I say build them in groups of 10, it means open your crates in groups of 10. This way, you're still getting gold plus parts at least. And you got a chance for a perfect. It's kind of been wonky right now, and it's going to be wonky for a while. So bear with that. Also, guys, we have 2 Discords if you guys would like to join them. We have Warpath Lounge. The link will be in the description below. And we also have Fubar's Lounge. And that will also be in the description down below. The difference between the two is Warpath Lounge, it's no holds barred. You can do whatever the hell you want. But in Fubar's Lounge, we're all about helping each other. We're all about the game. We're all about positivity, no negativity there. So you get to choose which one you want to be in, and that is fine. Both of them have great content creators putting content in their channels. Like we got Mag in Fubar's Lounge, who every single time he uploads goes in there. We also have Scopes, who every time he uploads, it's automatically uploaded into the channel. And we also have Warpath Lounge, where H's Game and a few other content creators, once they share their videos, there it's right there for you. So without further ado, this is Fubar. I got your 6. Peace.